All right, class, so the last problem on your Chapter 5 outline is this SAT once again problem. We're going to be using the mean as 500 and the standard deviation is 100 again for this problem, like same as the previous ones. And it says, suppose a college says it admits only people with SAT verbal test scores among the top 10%. Top 10%. How high a score does it take to be eligible? So we're going to draw a picture and shade the appropriate region. We're going to shade a little bit later when we get a good look at it in the calculator, in the Stapplet. But go ahead and draw the normal distribution. And you want it to be like, to have scored in the top 10%, you'll have to be way over here, right? In the top 10%, the 90th percentile. So it's going to be like around here or something where we beat like 90% of the people over here. It's going to be like around here somewhere. We know. So what percentile were we using? For top 10%, that would be the 90th percentile because that means you defeated 90% of all people. The top 10% is the 90th percentile, which is 0.90, right? So I'm going to use a reverse calculation to find the z-score, and I'm going to use the Stapplet first. So I'm going to go to Stapplet, and I want you to remember for a z-score, the mu is equal to 0 and the standard deviation is equal to 1. So it's like, remember, it's been standardized where the mu is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. So when that, you got to remember that when you put it into Stapplet. And so let me go back. And on Stapplet.com, take a little time to get there if you need to. And go to normal distributions. And we're not calculating the area under the curve. We know the area. They beat 90% of people. So we know the area. And so what I'm going to do is pick this second one, calculate the value. We don't know the score that you need. That's what we're trying to figure out, the value corresponding to that area. The mean would be 0 and the standard deviation would be 1. To set it in terms of z-scores, think about it. 1 standard deviation above would be 1. 2 standard deviations is 2 for z equals 2, z equals 3. So this is just standardized to the z-score. And then it says calculate the values for left tail, right tail, and central. We're only going to be worried about left tail and right tail right now. Left tail means less than. And right tail means greater than, like above. Right tail would be, you know, like above from here over to the right. Left tail is below. So if we want the 90th percentile, we want the percentage of people that scored less than 90% of people, 0.90. So what this means is 90% of people scored less than whatever we get. 90% scored less than our value. If I wanted 90% of people scored greater than, I would do a right tail, and that would be like way over here somewhere. If 90% of people scored greater, it'd be a really low score, right? I want you to read it like this. 90% scored less than z-value of 1.282. Z equals 1.282, like that. So that should be an above average score. It's like right here. And it would be shaded to the left. .282, right there. All right, so they want you to convert the z-score back to original units. Now, first we're going to do it in the calculator. So instead of doing 0, 1, where they give you the z-score, let's just do it where the mean is 500 and the standard deviation is 100, like the regular score. Like that. So now I have it in terms of the SAT score, 500 and 100. What percent of people would score less than... what score is not greater than 90%? So 90% scored less, right? Remember, 90% of people scored less than 628.155. So 628.12 would be the score that you would need to get. So you can either figure out the z-score, which was 1.282 like we did to start, or plug in the values for the regular score and get 628.12. And you can even check your math to make sure the calculator did it right. Because remember, the z-score is equal to x minus mu over sigma, which is x. So the z-score should equal 628.12 minus 500 over 100, and that is equal to 1.282, which checks out, and that's the z-score. See, those match up, and so you know you got the correct answer on both of them. All right, so that is the example number 4 SAT once again on Stapplet.